Hey there, everybody. Welcome back to the Manny and Shawn Experience podcast for your monthly dose, because apparently that's what we do now.
It is what it is.
This is episode 103. We got lots to talk about. It's going to be fun mostly. We had some trips, we did some things, and we're going to tell you all about it. Stick around, stay tuned.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Hi everyone, welcome to episode 103 of the Manny and Shawn Experience podcast. I am Shawn.
And my name is Manny.
And we're back.
We're back.
It's been a minute, but that's because that's how the schedule goes now.
That's called a schedule. How's everybody out there doing? We hope you're doing good. And oops, I just lowered my mic.
In this economy.
And taking care of yourself. I mean, the economy is just one thing: mental health, physical health. Like, you don't know what the fuck to do anymore. But how are you doing?
I am blessed and highly favored. I am getting over a cold, which you gave me. And
that's an accusation. Wow.
It would be a correct one.
I can take you to court for that. You're
Take me.
slandering me.
I have the evidence.
What evidence?
You came back sick, and I wasn't sick when you came back.
I did not come back sick. I was
He
fine when I
did.
came back.
No, you won't. You will stop it.
It was the day after.
Same thing. Anyway, I've been good. Work has been definitely working, but we pushed through.
Finally earning that paycheck.
Bitch, I've been earning my paycheck. I don't know what you're talking about. But yeah, how are you?
I'm good. I'm getting over a cold. I don't know where it came from. So getting over that. I don't know who gave it to me.
I know you don't.
I'm not gonna go out here and
It
slander
could have been anybody
people.
on a plane. It could have been
I'm
anybody
just not gonna slander people like
in
you are.
spoiler
out
alert,
here.
Puerto Rico.
Excuse me. My people would never.
They don't know you.
No, don't do that to me. That reminds me of the time Jennifer Lopez filmed something, and she was walking in her old neighborhood, and there's some man outside, and she's like, "I used to live here," and he was like, "What?" He's like, and she said again, "I used to live here. This used to be my house." And he said, "Well, who are you?" And she's like, "I'm Jennifer Lopez." And that's where the conversation ended. I do like J-Lo. I just thought that was the funniest thing I've ever seen. And the fact that you had the balls to just keep it in your special, I applaud you for that. Because I would have said, you're going to take that shit out right now.
There was a story a couple of months back. She was overseas. I don't know where she was.
She was on her tour.
She was on the tour?
J-Lo?
That was the tour.
Yeah, she did an overseas tour.
And she wanted to go to the...
Because nobody in the U.S. wanted to see her, apparently.
She wanted to go to one of the name brand stores, and the security guard wouldn't let her in. And she said, "Okay, cool." And she went to some other stores and spent her money. And the people that run said store were like, "We talked to the security guard, and you can come back." And she's like, I don't want to."
I think they did end up scheduling her for a special private.
But the thing that I loved about that is she didn't give them a diva attitude or a moment.
And that's what everybody says about J-Lo.
That she's a diva.
Right. And maybe it's in her like creative work that she's a diva-esque. I mean,
but what is even being a diva?
I don't know. This was not on our list of things to talk about today. If you're new here, thank you for joining us. This is what you get. So if you dislike this disorder, then, just sorry, the Manny and Shawn Experience is not for you. If you like chaos, if you like craziness, if you like funnies, if you like random jokes and random topics, you like randomly talking about J-Lo at the opening of a podcast.
Who are you? Jennifer Lopez.
I felt so bad. I do like J-Lo. That was the funniest thing I've ever heard. And the fact that she was comfortable leaving that in her thing is beyond my level of. But anyways, again, hope everybody's out there doing well. If you're new here, follow us on social, MASXP23, on all social media platforms except X.
Who?
And Facebook. Sometimes I feel like that with our podcast, Manny and Shawn Experience. Who? All right, let's get into the mix. I need a minute.
You're in the mix.
Hey there, everybody. Welcome to the mix, which is where we just have an open forum. Maybe this is where the J-Lo conversation would have.
Look, we can have some friendly banter about J-Lo at the beginning of our show. It's fine.
And who are you? I may need to find that meme to put into this. Did you want to kick off the mix today?
Oh, sure. It's been a while. So I went to my family reunion since we last spoke. It was actually 2 weekends ago. Flew up to North Carolina for literally what seemed like 24 hours.
Actually, I think you were there longer than
I was longer than that. But yeah, I flew up on Friday.
You would have had more time had it not been for American Airlines. Sorry, I'm telling your story. Go ahead.
I forgot all about that.
I don't forget when airlines fuck us over.
So yeah, I guess I should tell that story first. So yeah, I took American to North Carolina. I'm not gonna tell y'all where because I don't want y'all to find me. You don't care.
You don't live there.
I know I don't live there anymore.
Okay, they ain't gonna find you.
Anyway, so I had to get a connecting flight. And so my flight out of Tampa left a little delayed due to some weather. The connection time was already tight. And then by the time we got to Charlotte, it was tighter. But I still had time. They had made an announcement that, there are people on this plane that have some tight connections. And if you don't, can you please let them off?
People don't give a fuck.
And what happened? The first half of the whole plane got off.
When that thing goes, ding, it's like you just let the bulls out in Spain in that thing.
Yeah,
the bulls, that's what it looked like.
Now let me tell you, the people behind me were trying to get to their next flight because it was like they were on the Amazing Race, and it was like, girl, we need to get off of here. So much, in fact, that once we landed and we were taxiing to the thing, we actually stopped, but we weren't at the gate. And people started standing up and getting their stuff. And the flight attendants had to make an announcement to please sit down because we're not there yet.
I just think it's ridiculous that American Airlines did a 40-minute layover. Like, that. I looked up that flight afterwards, and it's historically late.
Yeah. Anyway, I got off that plane when I could get off that plane. If you've ever been to the Charlotte airport, it is huge.
Yeah, I think people always talk about Atlanta being crazy.
Atlanta is crazy.
But Charlotte is like, you just keep walking and it does not end. It does not end.
So I think we landed in B or C and I had to go to E, which, A, B, C, D, E doesn't sound like a lot. But when you put it in perspective of concourses are fucking huge. Yeah. And so getting from there to my next flight, I ran. I stopped and walked a little bit and then I ran. Because,
You got out of breath?
Yeah. And on top of that, the airport is busy. So people are all in their way. They trying to figure out where the hell they going. Somebody's trying to get a Jamba Juice. And I'm just like...
Girl, that's one thing I just cannot stand about the airport. Nobody knows where the fuck they're going.
Yeah.
They just stand there and stare at that board like it's going to tell them, take your first right, continue walking past 6 gates, and then turn left. Like, the people already told you. They don't circle it on your ticket, or if you got an e-ticket, it tells you what gate you need to go to. Anyways, I'm sorry.
The thing that I appreciate about the American app is one that it tells you how far a walk it is to your connecting flight. I think for me, it told me it would be 15 minutes
Damn.
to get there if I was walking. And I was like, I can do this. If I run, I can get there in 5.
It doesn't help if they close the doors 25 minutes before departure.
So I ran for my life. Jesus.
I ran for my life.
And I got to the podium and I was out of breath. And the lady was, she was doing something. And she kind of just looked at me and kept doing what she was doing. And I was like, did I miss the flight? Huh? Did I miss the flight to Greenville? Yeah. Okay. Can you help me?
And this is why American Airlines, everybody talks shit about Spirit and Frontier. And it's like, American Airlines don't got any better service than Frontier or Spirit. And honestly, we watched a video yesterday where people on Spirit and Frontier were nicer.
True. So she was like, well, you made a good effort. And I was like, can you just...
No empathy whatsoever. Like, it's not like I missed this flight on purpose. Like,
it wasn't. It was because my connection.
Can you
was
remind me?
delayed.
I don't remember there being weather on your outbound.
So they told us to, once we get on the plane, to try to hurry up, get in, sit down, because there was a storm in the area. And if lightning was 3 miles,
they shut down the
They shut down. So they did. They were kind of like, let's go. But once we got on the plane, we sat there for maybe 10 minutes before we were pushed off. And then even before we could take off, we were put in the taxi line, which took a minute for us to get out. So
I just think American Airlines handled that just terribly. And you know what? Don't have a 40-minute connection on a flight that's historically late.
I mean, so they told us...
Because your plane came in late too.
Yeah, I think it was late.
So it was already behind schedule.
Yeah.
But,
But they told us on the plane, they were like, well, our system will look at what your next flight is. And if the system doesn't think you will make it, the system will automatically rebook you, which I should have just looked at my app instead of running because they had already rebooked me. Oh. So, but I still tried to make it to the gate because maybe there was a chance that I could.
Right.
But
the door was open. Still.
Yeah. Anyway, went to North Carolina. Our family reunion was on that Saturday, and I had a lot of fun. I got a chance to meet some family that I have never met before, some that I haven't seen in a while. I got to see my nephews and my brother, my mom, my dad, and we had a good time. We had good food. There was laughs, there were tears, and
of joy.
Yes, of joy.
Or sadness.
I guess the sadness came because there was also like a photo slideshow of like all of our deceased relatives.
Kind of like the Grammys when they acknowledge all of the...
Yeah, the in memoriam section. Yeah, we did that. Okay. But no, it was a good time all around. I'm glad I went. And yeah.
And then on his return, I'll say for him, American once again. Actually, this time it was really bad weather in Tampa.
In Tampa, yeah.
To the point where they had done a ground stop on Tampa Airport. So no planes were taking off towards Tampa.
But you know what? I made my flight because my first flight is usually early. And so that got me into Charlotte early. And I got to the gate with plenty of time. To which the gate also moved. But hey, we got on the plane. We made it back to Tampa.
Listen, and for those of you, I'm going to get political for 3 seconds. The Biden administration was really trying to help y'all out with these delayed flights and canceled flights and missing bags and all this shit. And now your Papa Trump has reversed all that shit.
I don't even know who the transportation secretary is.
I actually saw Pete Buttigieg post it and has no experience whatsoever in transportation on it, whatever.
That's nothing new for anybody in that administration.
But like, they were literally working so you as the consumer had a right when flights get jacked up like this. And now that's probably why that lady was just like, good effort. Because the airline owes you nothing now.
We've seen so many YouTube videos of people getting in arguments with staff about getting a refund. The bill that the Biden administration had passed made it so that you would automatically get a refund right then and there on the spot.
Right.
And that is now gone. So, I mean, be careful what you vote for.
For real, because like now you're really fucked. But hey. He put an airline lobbyist in charge of Department of Transportation.
Oh God, yeah, that's smart. The guy that is pro airline is the one that you want in charge of the transportation.
Right.
Okay.
So he may have experience. I retract what I said. I like to correct my fake news when I say it sometimes. But still, you got somebody that's not here for the consumer. They're
Right.
here for the airlines.
The airline.
And, you know, I'm kind of glad airlines are starting to feel the pinch of people not traveling right now because you did it because you were fucking greedy. And all of you boosted this person into the White House because you didn't like how Biden was regulating you, which was really just giving consumers rights.
Yeah.
Again, at the end of the day, consumer rights were flying. And now you practically don't have any fucking rights. So now airlines can do whatever the fuck they want. They have a lobbyist who only cares about them. So
And
you
I
as a
think
consumer, sit your ass down.
whether you are Republican or Democrat or independent, like everybody has had some sort of run-in with an airline.
Everybody
Whether
has to
it's
fly,
they lost
right?
your bag, your plane was delayed, your flight was canceled. You have had some sort of run-in with an airline.
Yes.
And so these things were not, there's a lot of things that aren't political. They're just like, these things
It's common
we are doing
sense.
for the consumer, and it's common sense.
Right. Like protect, like we pay so much as consumers to fly. And then the airline can just drop, cancel, do whatever they want. I get weather on your way back. There was no real weather in Tampa. That's bullshit. The plane came in late. You use that as an excuse. I used to work in airlines. We would find a way not to blame ourselves for the issue to not get billed. Plain and simple.
That's fine. And then airlines are charging you for everything. You got to pay for a seat. You don't have to, because I didn't pay for a seat because I was like, I'm traveling by myself, and I was like, I'm just taking a backpack, and I won't be paying for a seat. Y'all can put me wherever the fuck you want to put me. I'm not paying it. Because some of the seat prices are stupid.
Stupid.
Like, I already paid $300 some for this ticket. And now you want me to also pay like $60 to $40 for a seat?
Girl.
Y'all
Ridiculous. And then I need to pay
Don't
for
get
my
me started on the
bag.
bag.
I need to pay. Like, what did I pay for? The fuel that's going in this plane?
Also, if we're on connecting flights, don't make people pay for a bag on both flights. That's so dumb.
Right. Like, pay one price.
Just
I'm
pay a
still with
price
your airline
and keep it
regardless.
going. Yeah.
Why do I got to pay two ways of an... Yeah.
It's not my fault you ain't got a direct to where I'm going.
Shawn don't live in a very accessible place.
Anyway, that was my trip. Had a lot of fun. And then the next weekend, you went on a trip.
The next weekend, I went on a trip that was I was very quiet about it.
Mm-hmm.
Only a very small group of people knew.
Well, a group of people.
Which was you, me, my parents, my sister, Carlos, and Alex. That's all the people who knew.
And your dad?
Oh, yeah, he knew too. I said parents.
Oh, okay, my bad.
So my sister went crazy, which I love because she is more adventurous than I am. And just went on StubHub and bought tickets to Bad Bunny's residency in Puerto Rico. No me quiero ir de aquí. And she bought us tickets. And it was a little it was difficult for me to decide on when I wanted, if I wanted, not if I wanted to go. There was just things happening that I just needed to take care of before I said, yes, I can make this. And unfortunately, I was only able to figure all those things out with like 8 days to go. I've never bought a plane ticket that close to departure in my life. But I'm happy I was able to get it all worked out because I made it. I made it to the concert. I got the official like little, if you're watching us on YouTube or anything like that, I made it. Look, and the light still beams because Carlos put this in it to make it stop. Oh shit.
And now you can't get it back in.
Carlos, come back. But anyways, so I was able to make it work, which I was incredibly happy. And not only because, can you do that? Thank you so much. Not only because, Bad Bunny was obviously the big ticket item of going back, but being able to go back to Puerto Rico. I have not been since 2018. I haven't been to Puerto Rico.
That's when I went.
Yeah, that was the last time you and I went. And I think it was just a cruise. We were there for a day. So haven't been physically to the island and stayed on the island probably since, the middle 2000s. We went before one cruise, and this was a couple of years ago, where we spent like 2 days on the island, 3 days on the island. Mm-hmm. But anyways, I got everything sorted. And I booked a flight with JetBlue. And, JetBlue is not a terrible airlines, but they're historically known for being what? Delayed.
I've never been on JetBlue.
And I love JetBlue. I've never had a good experience. Now, when I went to Boston for work in July, I was early every flight, 20 minutes or more. And I was like, wow, this is... the universe gods really paid me here. So when I booked this flight, I'm like, there's no way this is going to be on time. There's just no way. And I had tracked the flights leading up to the day I was leaving, and they had all been delayed. But in my excitement.
Okay, I can't fix this.
Yeah, Carlos has a magic touch. Wow. Okay, well, we'll just let the battery die like every other one of that I've done before.
I can figure it out later.
So actually the flight was not delayed. It arrived in Puerto Rico like 10 minutes early. So I was super excited about that. It was cool to be back. It was emotional. It was exciting. Like just to be able to be there with my sister and my dad. And, my dad has, his parents passed away recently. His brother passed away recently. And when I mean recently, it's been a couple of years, but I don't think he's physically been back to Puerto Rico since all of that's happened. And, it's an emotional thing to go back to the island. And they rented an Airbnb, which I called the closet. The funniest part of this Airbnb was the bathroom is stuck in the middle of 2 rooms. So there was like no privacy. Obviously there's doors, but you go do business and everybody's gonna know business.
Did it have an extractor?
It did not have an extractor. That's not a common thing in
Puerto Rico.
No.
Got it.
They had where you can open the windows, but it didn't open. So
Cool.
A plus to this Airbnb because it had bountiful AC.
I mean,
bountiful.
It's needed.
But surprisingly, I don't think it was as hot there as it was here.
That's crazy.
Which is a little crazy. Yeah. Like obviously it was hot, but it just didn't feel as crazy as it does here. So I left on Thursday, got there close to midnight. My sister greeted me at the airport with something we in Puerto Rico. Oh, what am I, white now? In Puerto Rico. I should have just said gringo, not white. With what is it called? Gasolina, which is like a drink that's made in Puerto Rico. It's in a pouch. It has a straw that's too small for it.
It's like a Capri Sun. But
it's like a Capri Sun with alcohol. So I had that. And my dad and my sister were shocked that I drank it. Well, not my sister. My dad was like, "You drank that in the car?" I'm like, "Yeah."
What time is it?
I thought it was my welcome home drink. It was past midnight.
I know.
But we stayed up till like maybe 3 that day.
Oh my God.
And then we got up probably earlier than we should have. That morning, my dad and sister went and got food. They made breakfast. So we had a breakfast with some of my favorite pan sobao, which is like a soft sweet bread and was warm. They had just gotten it from the bakery. One of my favorite things about Puerto Rico. And then we went out, did some sightseeing. We went out after sightseeing. We walked around San Juan. We took pictures, and then we went to have some authentic Puerto Rican food.
I mean, you are on the island.
Oh, so good to eat real Puerto Rican food. It was so delicious. And that night was the concert. Friday night was the concert, and a little drama with the concert ticket. I'm not sure how many of our listeners are aware of the StubHub scams that have been happening with the Bad Bunny tickets.
Please inform us of these scams.
Apparently, StubHub. So in Puerto Rico, Ticketmaster is not a thing. They have something called Tiquetera,
Which is probably for the best.
I agree. Tiquetera manages the tickets at El Coliseo, which is the Coliseum in Puerto Rico, or for short, if you want to sound cool, El Choli. So they send out tickets the week of the concert, and people were selling multiples of the same ticket. And when the ticket came around, they uploaded your PDF and you went. Now, the reason nobody knew about this was happening, because the tour started in July, was because nobody was buying StubHub tickets in July, pretty much, because
it was only for...
It was exclusive to those who live on the island. So once that first weekend of concerts started, this shit started blowing up on TikTok, where people were like, I got scammed. I couldn't get in. I spent all this money. So people were just uploading PDFs to the tickets. And it was kind of like whoever got to the concert first is the one that got in. And then everybody else that got tickets that thought they had tickets did not get in. So when we got there, my sister was a little frazzled about getting in. And understandably, I consumed some things that helped me relax. So I was not... Wait, let me backtrack. The drink I had at that restaurant, I swear for the Lord, it was straight tequila. I literally had to take 3 lime wedges and squeeze them into the margarita to make some off taste of lime juice in it.
This is like, oh, you want a margarita? He said he wanted tequila, y'all.
Exactly. That's what he put in the thing. Tequila. 1 glass thing of tequila.
No agave.
Nothing. No agave, no lime juice, no nothing. So, that was the only thing I consumed, but we'll leave it at that. So I was cool as a clam, and I knew I needed to be cool as a clam in case something happened, because it wasn't going to be pretty. So we get to the venue and we ask what gate we should go to, because here, at least in Tampa, there's multiple gates and you need to go to the gate that you're supposed to go to or whatnot. I guess that's more for football. Like our stadium here, it's one entryway.
Yeah.
So I think there was a little bit of miscommunication there, because the guy's like, oh, you didn't get this email. You need to go over there and talk to them. And then we went over there and we talked to them. And then they're like, oh, no, you needed that email. And then my sister called StubHub, and StubHub was like, well, we can't help you till the tickets are, if you can't get in with the tickets, we'll refund you the money. So we're like, oh crap. And I was like, let's just stand here and then hopefully we're the first ones in. Now, as I'm standing there in line, my sister's talking a little bit more about the tickets, and she actually got the process. She was told from Tiquetera, like, log into Tiquetera, take the tickets and reassign them, which is something a lot of people I don't think have experienced.
Okay.
And I could be wrong, but from the TikToks I've seen, everybody was getting a PDF document uploaded, which that might be true. It might be the ticket, but you're not reassigning the tickets to yourself.
So you, as the person that purchased the ticket, has to reassign the ticket.
Right, because that person that sold them says these are sold, they need to be reassigned.
Okay.
So I think that's the people that are getting scammed are the ones that are not getting all of that process of taking the tickets and reassigning them. You're just getting a PDF, which means, yes, that is the ticket. It's not being reassigned to you. That just probably means 100 other people have that same ticket.
But how do you reassign it?
Well, my sister had to create an account, log into Tiquetera, and then individually reassign the tickets to us. She put our names in there and everything.
So therefore, nobody else could have scanned the ticket.
Right. So as she told me that, I started feeling a little bit more comfortable and confident. I'm like, yeah, I mean, that's a lot of process to scam somebody.
Yeah.
So I was feeling more confident as we got to the door. But listen, my sister didn't say anything. But when the lady scanned the first ticket, she said, "You can breathe now." So she must have seen it on her face, the face of stress. But I don't know. That might be a hot tip for anybody who's bought tickets on StubHub for this concert. If you're listening to us, is, if you didn't go in there and reassign your tickets to Tiquetera, I'm not saying your tickets ain't valid, but I'm saying there might be something fishy, and you should probably be first of line at that venue.
So somebody else had the same tickets, but they didn't reassign them. But your sister did reassign them. If that person got in before you or went to scan their ticket before, would they have gotten in?
Yeah. As long as so if you and I bought the same ticket, you got there first, you scanned at that entry point first, and then I came back maybe 2 minutes later and scanned, my ticket's rejected because it's already been scanned.
But if it's not assigned to them?
It doesn't matter.
Then what is the point of the reassigning?
The reassignment just creates more confidence that you actually have those tickets for yourself, versus she was able to then download like the Apple Wallet version of it and all of that. Whereas the people that have been primarily scammed, they just got a PDF. So that means the seller.
So they can't do like, they can't put it into an Apple Wallet or a Google Wallet.
That means the seller probably just downloaded the PDF tickets.
Yeah.
Uploaded them to StubHub to show that the ticket is valid. And then, but you just don't know how many other people bought that ticket because StubHub is not checking.
I feel like there should be some more verification.
StubHub needs to do some verification. Period.
I've never bought anything off of StubHub.
And I don't think I ever will.
Just because I don't feel secure in doing it.
And it happened here in the U.S. It happened at another concert. I think it was a country concert where, I mean, you can check if you want, but I think like 200 some people were scammed because they kind of did the same thing. Because StubHub, it's not like Ticketmaster. When you sell your ticket, they're taking the ticket from you.
Right.
And it's going to get reassigned.
And you can't just give it to anybody willy-nilly then. Which is the good thing about Ticketmaster. One good thing about Ticketmaster.
Right. So I think my sister had a real good, legit seller because she had to go through that whole reassignment of ticket process.
And everybody out here ain't scammers.
Not everybody, but it was heavy on TikTok that everybody started freaking out. Like,
yeah.
But anyways, we made it in. We did. And we made it in. We stand in line for merch. Got some merch. The show. What do you want to know about the show?
I mean, I know things about the show, but the audience
doesn't know. If you've ever been to a Bad Bunny concert or have not been to a Bad Bunny concert, this was the concert to go to. Sorry. Sorry you didn't make it.
I mean, I'm seeing him next year in London, so it's fine.
Bad Bunny I've always said, is one of the most creative minds. I put him up there with Beyonce in terms of show and how he creates his shows. Though his last one, it was more traditional, I think, his last concert that we went to was more trap reggaeton and stuff like that. So the theming was theming. It wasn't over the top, I don't think.
He did ride a horse.
He did ride a horse, and he had a full-piece orchestra. So. But this one was rooted in culture, in our culture in Puerto Rico. The main stage is literally a mountain. We may play a clip. I don't know. It's a mountain
The billboard.
that resembles Puerto Rico. The billboard it has the island tree, which is el flamboyant, over to the right. Beautiful. I think it was fake, obviously, but and then on top of the mountain, the album cover. He recreated the album cover at the top of the mountain of the Vitirema photos. It was like banana plants and right down to the plastic chairs.
Do you think that picture was taken in Puerto Rico?
The
And
album
if-
cover?
Yes.
I'm pretty sure it was.
And do you think people try to find where that spot is?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure people have. People have
Oh.
found the house that he used
Is
in
the replica?
no, the house that he used in the video. The little segment with Gancho, the frog, and
And the guy?
yeah,
Oh.
that house is in Puerto Rico. People have found it.
Well,
And
I figured that was in Puerto
Yeah.
Rico. And I also figured the album cover was taken in
where the album cover was, like, I couldn't tell you. I don't know if people have actually found it.
I'm sure someone is
It
trying.
was in the stadium, on top of the mountain. And then across from the main stage is what is known as La Casita, which is a house. It was a traditional house that you would find in Puerto Rico. It's what it looked like. And that's kind of where like the VIP people were. His tech booth was there. And then the roof of the house was actually a secondary stage where he went and performed more songs as well.
How did he get there?
So that transition, he definitely went backstage.
Okay.
And then I assume he walked around the stadium and then came out from the back of the stadium and then into the house. When he left the house, though, there's actually like a little elevator and took him right back down into the house. So, yeah, I assume that was a transition. He literally had to, well, I'm sure they carted him in a cart or something. Yeah.
Cool.
But there wasn't like, it wasn't like his last tour where he transitioned from stage to stage to stage.
Yeah.
That he did that one transition, and then after that closed, he stayed on the main stage again.
Okay. So he was just at the house for like one section.
Yeah, that was probably the, as he called it, perreo, the dance section, the heavy reggaeton section. That's what was done over there on that stage. El Alfa was there. He did the song he has with Bad Bunny. The Alfa had his own little set there. I think what spoke to me the most about this show was really the cultural references. They had instrumentation that doesn't belong to our island, but is unique to our music. And there was just so much of that throughout the show. Like the last part of his show, all of his songs were in salsa version. Salsa version. Which was cool. He had a full orchestra or Spanish band type of orchestra, which he did that in that other tour, Un Verano Sin Ti tour. I forgot, World's Hottest Tour. He had that there too as well. But the cultural references was really cool. There was something that I found on TikTok when he does a song called Apagón, which is blackout, which is very common in Puerto Rico because the electricity company is shit.
The grid.
And the United States is not treating Puerto Rico correctly. So something we noticed when he was singing, was it that song? Wait, no, I'm getting the song wrong. The song was Hawaii. I'm so old.
It's okay.
It's not the song El Apagón, but he did do that song. That song was hot. So, yeah. But the song Hawaii is about he not wanting Puerto Rico to become what Hawaii has become, which is Hawaii has, in some cases, has lost its identity, becoming part of the U.S.
It's become very commercialized. It's become very gentrified.
Right. And the root culture of the Hawaiian natives has kind of been lost, at least on the main tourist islands. So he wrote a song about that and not wanting Puerto Rico to become the next Hawaii. And this is where the dancers came out and they were in traditional Jibaro dressings, as we call them in Puerto Rico. And it's usually all white with big hats. We could put a picture up for reference, maybe. And I'm like, the dancers aren't doing anything. But they were all on stage. It was pitch black on stage. He was at the top of the mountain singing. And then I ran into a TikTok a couple of days ago, which somebody explained it that the reason there was no lights on them, they were actually wearing something black over their face, is it was a resemblance of ghost or Jibaro, the culture of Puerto Rico, just disappearing as he was singing that song. And as I listened to it, I'm like, wow, that made more sense. After I heard it, I knew something was going on. I just could not picture it, because as he was singing, dancers started to file out from the stage, and they were going up the mountain and then off stage. And that was just a resemblance of, our culture and our people disappearing from the island, if it continues kind of in the Hawaii sense of how they're going. I don't think they'll ever make Puerto Rico a state. I think the U.S. will continue to misuse the island, as they always have and have currently restarted doing, as just a place to put the U.S. military and destroy the island and then leave like they've done before. But that's for another day. But the concert it was beautiful. There was tears, there was happiness, there was screams, there was dancing. This show was just absolutely breathtaking, and I don't think it could have happened anywhere else. It needed to happen on the island. And I'm proud of Bad Bunny for doing it. I'm proud for him doing the residency. I know a lot of people were upset about him. We've talked about it 1,000 times here, that, it's not fair that he's not touring the United States. And it's like, well, Puerto Rico is part of the United States. You don't need a passport to go there. And just like you fly to Las Vegas, like I said last time when I talked about this, you could have flown to Puerto Rico too, and you could have enjoyed the show. But
or you can fly to another country next year.
Because he still said on his world tour, you had your opportunity. So at the end of the day, this was an amazing concert. I can talk about it for hours, so I won't. I will probably drop a vloggy type thing in a couple weeks on my experience. I kind of want to make like a short film out of it. But we'll see how creative Manny can get while in school as well and working full time. But yeah, that was a concert. I thought it was beautiful. It was very heartwarming to share those moments with my sister and my dad. Yeah, I did cry when the DTMF song came on, exactly how I said it would happen. Those videos I look horrid in, so I will not be sharing those, but it was just special to be there. And yeah, and being surrounded by just hundreds of thousands of Puerto Ricans was really special. And just being on the island again, really getting to be back in an island. And my sister asked me a question, which is something I'll probably want to deal with in my little movie that I want to make. She asked me, what would our life be like if we never left? And I'm like, I've been asking myself that question for so long. And it's one that I want to dive into this movie that I'm going to create.
Okay. We look forward to seeing your movie.
Coming to YouTube. But yeah, and then just to close that out, I flew. I feel like I didn't say enough about the show. Did I say enough about the show?
I think you did.
Show's fucking amazing. Like, it really is one of those where you needed to be there. Like, he had the entire ceiling was LED lights, and there was a scene in the show. I'll say this one last thing. There was a scene in the show where like the sun was coming up from the mountains. All of that I had no clue was also a video board, and then the sun just carried throughout the stadium. It was amazing. I hope he puts it out as some kind of documentary. I did fly a new airline. Video's also coming to YouTube called Avello.
Whichever way you want to pronounce it.
They fly out of Lakeland here in Florida, and they are no frills. They don't got nothing special going on. Tickets are cheap. You customize it. It's not like all these other airlines that have
Not like Spirit or Frontier.
right, where they have 6 different fares. They're like, this is the price. Do you want to bring a bag or not? We ain't gonna sell you no food on board. Bring that. We ain't got no chargers. Bring you a charger. we ain't got no streaming. So download your stuff.
But we'll get you there on time.
Had an amazing experience with them. That's coming to YouTube as well. Let's go on to your point of view. What's your point of view, Shawn? So aggressive.
For putting me on the spot. Like,
Well, I know you always got something up your sleeve that you want to talk about.
do I?
Yes.
Okay. As you know, there's been a lot of things happening in our current world. I don't actually know what my POV is. It's just I am every day there's something new happening, and I feel like we say that every time we get on these mics, but it just keeps getting worse. So one thing that I will mention is we know that there was a shooting recently. It is the United States when it's in there shooting.
We'd be more surprised when there isn't.
That's true. So the shooter was a trans man. And so now people are up in arms saying that, we have to stop trans people from having guns. Well, this is 47's new push, is that he wants to ban transgender people from being able to buy a gun or get a gun or own a gun. And also wants to declare them mentally ill.
Wow.
Shouldn't
we classify all mass shooters as mentally ill?
That is where I was going.
Okay. Sorry.
Would you like to hop in the car with me?
Yes.
Let's
take a ride.
go. Statistically, historically, biblically, mass shooters have been cisgendered men. Majority of them are white.
I have data here for it.
Oh, I love data, unlike RFK Jr.
Since 2016 to the year 2020, 96% of mass shootings have been committed by cisgender men, compared to less than 2% transgender or non-binary.
Less than 2%. Less than.
Yes.
I mean, they barely make up 1% of the population.
And then if we want to go even further back, we can go back to 1982 up until now. 98% of mass shootings have been committed by cisgender men. And that's less than 0.1% transgender people.
Can we stop with the bullshit already? We already know what the issue is that people can easily get guns when they shouldn't be able to. That is something else that he wants to make it easier for people to get guns, even people that have mental issues. It's just it's a reverse.
Just not the trans people.
Right.
Okay,
Which you want to have them legally declared as mentally ill.
Got it. Less than 2% of the population.
Right. So they want to diagnose these people as having gender dysmorphia. That's the word. They've already removed trans people from the military. They have removed trans people from different government services. All of this trans witch hunt is astounding to me because we have so many issues to deal with. So many to deal with that it seems the trans issue should just be something that we get to. I don't know.
Well, it fuels their base. And
I think their base is even getting tired of it at this point.
fair enough, because now you're starting to see the shit that's really affecting you.
Right. And it's not trans people. Trans people are not taking your jobs. Trans people are not firing you.
Trans people didn't come into the White House at the beginning of this year and fired a bunch of governmental employees.
They didn't do that. And now you got farmers begging the government for assistance because they can't run their farms.
I don't know.
They're losing money. It's
like you and I were saying, like, they're just focusing on social issues.
Yes, they're worried about social issues and not dealing with any of the rest of the shit. The Epstein files. Congress took a whole break just so they wouldn't have to take a vote on it.
And the funny part is, are we bouncing?
We bouncing. We all over the place.
Okay, so the funny thing is that I never thought I would ever agree with Marjorie Taylor Greene.
Same. That woman, I can't fucking stand.
I dislike her, and we'll probably until I die dislike her.
A broken clock is right twice a day. So I mean,
but even she's out here with these Epstein files, like, protect the victims. Like, we need to know what's in them. We need to know, and like, let's know the real transparency. Like, it was hard for me to say the word transparency and Marjorie Taylor Greene at the same time, because that hasn't happened since she's been in office. But she is the one wanting transparency now.
Yeah, and if the victims decide they want to do their own list, and whoever's on that list, and they've done horrible things to children, then they should go down, whether they Dem, Repub, Independent, whatever the case may be. Like,
and this is the difference.
Why are we protecting pedophiles?
This is the difference between the MAGA and, as they call us, liberals, is I don't care who's on there, whether they are liberal or not. If they did something wrong, they need to go pay for it. Because the first thing MAGA loves to say is like, well, what if Bill Clinton's on there? Like, listen, if Bill Clinton's on there, Bill Clinton needs to march his ass right up to the chair.
And that's fine. But the one thing I hope they clarify is that Epstein hung around a lot of famous people. Not all of those famous people were pedophiles, though. But it was because of the circles he was in.
Right.
Those people were around him. And I'm not defending Bill Clinton. I'm not defending, definitely not defending 47. I'm just saying, if they come out with a list, I want them to be clear. Like, yes, this person was doing wrong things with children. Well, this person was just around.
Yeah. And that's where I was going, was like, Trump can use this to his advantage if obviously he did not conduct pedophile-ish activities. That's your goal that's your way to be like, look, yeah, I was there, but I didn't do anything. But the fact that you continue to like skate behind it, hide it, call it a hoax, disregard the victims. First, you have the White House press secretary talking about our priority is protecting the victims.
Y'all always say that.
And then like he out here calling this shit a hoax. Like, those people on there were sexually assaulted, were violated, whatever the hell happened. It happened to them. And the fact, like, if you have nothing to hide, you should be able to tell the truth. Yeah. And Trump's actions don't strike me as somebody who's trying to tell the truth. It's somebody who's trying to hide the truth.
He's trying to distance himself as much as he possibly can from it. And the fact that we know that he had FBI agents and other government officials working on the records and scrubbing his name out of them leads me to believe that you were doing some shady shit.
Absolutely. I have no doubt.
And Pam Bondi and the rest of her crew is just like, well, we can't release this. Let's continue to release the stuff that we already released to make it look like we've done something. Because that 33,000 page document that they released recently, the news reporters are like, most of this stuff is already known. This isn't new information. So you're not there. What they're trying to do is put out the fire by being like, here's a little bit of water, and then that should be enough. And then people are like, we already got this water, we already use it. Can we have some more water? And she's like, ooh, the tank. I'm working on the tank.
I'm working on that tank.
And as soon as the tank gets fixed,
as soon as it gets fixed,
we will give you more water.
Yes, we will.
Not exactly sure when the tank is going to be fixed.
It could be
though.
years.
Could be.
I could be dead by the time it's fixed.
I don't know. The last thing I have to say is about RFK Jr., who is,
Oh my God! Yeah,
you know, the head of Making America Healthy Again,
I'm
which
so sick of
I'm so sick of them putting Making America something in front of everything. So he was at a congressional hearing where a lot of
he was just sitting there with such a smuck face.
everything about that man bothers me.
On he was there like, y'all are bothering me that I'm here today.
I can't make fun of his voice because I know that's a medical condition. But the fact that you look like that and you are in charge of our health bothers me. The other thing that bothers me is that they asked you a bunch of questions about COVID. They asked you how many people died from COVID, and you said, I don't know. I don't think anybody really knows. And I'm like, no, we do know because we kept records of it. And that is what the people questioning him also said. It was like, well, you're in charge, you should know. And he was like, well, I'm not going by what anybody else says, I'm going by the data. And it was like, okay, so what does the data say? And then he's just like, well, I don't believe that data. Then what the fuck are you doing? He wants to put a stop to this current work with the mRNA vaccine, which they are working on to maybe possibly cure cancer. He also
Some form of cancer.
not all cancer. That would be amazing, but we might not ever get there if you continue to cancel and fire people.
I did, not to stop you, but I heard California, I think Oregon and Washington State are forming their own research community that's going to continue trying to do research that is now being stopped by the CDC.
Well, I applaud them for that. This man has cleaned house at the CDC because the doctor in charge, she would not go along with his other doctors' findings saying that vaccines are harmful to people. And once again, it's wild to me that at the beginning of this administration, the only thing people wanted to talk about was DEI. And saying that people were in positions because of their skin color or because of their nationality and not because these people knew what the fuck they were doing. You have no clue what you're doing, and neither does most of the people in this man's administration.
We got more people than Fox News working in the White House, and if you didn't work for Fox, then maybe you were like a business mogul, like who's currently overseeing the Department of Education, who really just was the wife of somebody who managed the WWE.
It's insane. The new head of the CDC, which I will remind anyone who doesn't know, is the Center for Disease Control, is an investor
In pharmaceuticals.
He has no medical knowledge, not a medical degree.
He knows how to upscale or upsell pharmaceuticals.
I don't understand what we're doing.
I mean, you might as well get rid of the CDC at this point. What's the point of having all those people on retention of salary?
If there is another pandemic, and maybe I shouldn't say is, I should say when.
It will happen, yeah.
When there is another pandemic, we won't be prepared for it. There will be more casualties and more people will die. And he'll just say, well, no, they didn't die from that. They died.
Well, as long as we're not tracking it,
it doesn't
we
matter.
don't know who's dead.
Yeah, that is the exact way that this administration thinks, because if we don't report the job numbers, then they're not bad.
Exactly.
If we stop the count now, I won.
Yeah. It's frustrating. Now we got states like Florida that are looking to,
Get
well,
rid
not
of-
looking. They have said they're going to get rid of vaccine mandates, which not only then takes away parent choice, because now then insurance companies, if it's not mandated, they don't have to cover it.
Yeah.
So, and we all know a vaccine is not cheap. When you actually look at the prices of vaccines, they're over $100. So it's going to make people that may want to vaccinate their kids not vaccinate them because they're like, I don't have insurance. I can't cover it, which is another issue here in America. People don't have insurance.
Once again, y'all swear up, down, backwards, forwards, and sideways that y'all care about these kids, but you keep proving time and time and time and time and time again that you don't give a damn about them. Whether it is gun control, now vaccines, because there was already measles outbreaks recently in this country. And now, if you mandate, and I know this is just Florida for now, but he is head bitch in charge at fucking health. If we get rid of vaccines for diseases that we've already been able to control, and then there's an outbreak of them, and people aren't vaccinated, or
and we don't have researchers to work on a vaccine,
then children are just gonna start dying.
Yeah, I mean, a school is a breeding ground of disease.
Yeah,
and now these kids aren't going to be vaccinated. They're going to meander the diseases amongst themselves. They're going to take those home, which may pass on to older, more vulnerable adults. Hopefully, our vaccines are still kicking in our bodies. I may have to go re-up on all of them just for the hell of it at this point. But like the disease spread is going to be insane. And this is not being an alarmist or exaggerant. If you have a common sense brain, the way COVID spread was crazy.
But he said they lied to us about masks. No one lied to anybody.
It doesn't matter.
About a mask.
It doesn't matter if it was a mask, it wasn't a mask. The point was that there wasn't a vaccine at initial state. A disease came, a disease spread and continued to spread and continued to spread. And that's exactly what's going to happen.
Oh, COVID almost took 45 out when he was 45. He's now 47.
That's true.
But COVID almost took his ass out. But you know what? He got the first round of the fucking vaccine.
Which he celebrated. Which he celebrated. All of a sudden now, it's not good. And we're going to stop.
I hate it here. I hate it here.
Listen, if you have children and it's not even a liberal or a MAGA thing, it's health of your child. And there's been plenty of research studies beyond the fake research. All right, there probably is research. This is me being an ass now. There is minimal results in vaccines that may have adverse reactions on children. That goes for everything. That goes for your blood pressure medicine. That goes for your cholesterol medicine. That goes for the medicine you take for a headache.
I mean,
have you read the back of the label?
If you go to the hospital, they're going to ask you if you're allergic to something.
Exactly. So it's not a Republican. It's not a MAGA. It's not a liberal thing. It's just protecting the masses as best as possible. And nobody cares. And that, if you have kids, I say try to find yourself, if you really care about them, go somewhere where you can really get them vaccinated, treat them. Massachusetts just came out and said that they will continue to offer vaccines and they are going to invest in vaccines in that state because everybody deserves to be vaccinated.
Wow.
I get you not wanting to. If you don't want to as a parent, that's fine.
That's your business. But
I don't think we need to diminish vaccines whatsoever. Like the reason some of those prominent diseases haven't come back as big
is because
a majority of the population is vaccinated. It's like trans people again in mass shootings and how we're blaming them and we need to classify them as mental health. 2%. Like and the vaccines that are adversely affecting children is just about the same.
And this is what happens when you put people in charge who are major conspiracy theorists.
Don't have a fucking clue.
Don't have a fucking clue what they're doing. Should not be in the position that they're in. And they are continuing to make America worse.
Not according to them.
Because they live in La La Land.
Well, I posted this on our TikTok. I'm going to close it out with this. I said, it's hard to reconcile the America I looked up to with so much hope as a child with the with the one I see today. So much has been diminished in just 8 months. Now, I bring this up. I didn't entertain any of these comments because they were just stupid, but I'm going to read them here to you. First comment. Start by not being a Democrat. 100% hope that helps. 20 laughing faces. 10 years of Democrats. That's how they spelled it. Treason did that.
Who committed treason?
Somebody said, what's been diminished? I almost took the bait with him, but I decided not to. The America you looked up to was a lie and an impossibility. This goes to show me that group of people that support this man have no reality on world, on this life, this country. They only worry about themselves. They care nothing about anybody else, but will also be the same ones that say the Bible, this and that and that and that, and the Bible which also says love thy neighbor, which is showing a care for everyone in the community. And it true. I'm sorry. I'm just gonna take this. And when I wrote that, I wrote it because I truly meant it. I expected the America we're in right now to be more inclusive, to be more advanced in healthcare, to have people out of poverty, to have people with great opportunities. But they automatically took it to a political stance of, oh, it's because you're a Democrat.
Well, yeah, because that's all we know how to do now. It is team sports. It is. I blame Donald Trump, and I said his name. Hopefully, he doesn't appear.
You have to do that 3 times.
Okay. I blame him because since his first presidency, we were as a country we were okay, but during his presidency, the split just started to show. And he emboldened people to be racist and bigoted and hateful without any sort of filter or any regard for who that was aimed at. Yeah. Now, people have felt like this as long as you know, but they've just not been brave enough to say it.
Correct. And go ahead.
Now, nobody gives a shit. They're like, you're either team red or team blue. And there's no room or space for me to see you as just a person. There's no empathy for anyone anymore. The way that I see people talk about homeless people or unhoused people, I'm just like, that could be you in a heartbeat. If this economy continues to go that way, that could be you. You could be living on the fucking street.
Very much so.
We don't have empathy for anyone anymore. And it's sad that this one man, and yes, I blame the Republicans who back him and push his agenda. I know some of them feel the same way, but it's the ones that are legit Americans who see what he's doing and have stepped away from the Republican Party because they don't want to be a part of that.
Yeah. And you know, I really hope. I can't believe that every member of Congress is 100% on board with this. I just think they do it for keeping their political strength, keeping their political power, which is, once again, not the reason you were elected. But then again, the people keep voting for them. So you must like getting fucked over double time.
I mean, sure, you can keep the political power if you want to. I just don't know what that power is going to do to you when you have no one, when there's no one to
when there's no America left.
Exactly. When there's no America left, what good is any of the things that you have done to put this man in the position that he's in?
No, I don't. That post let me know that I will never see eye to eye with that side, because I'm blessed. You're blessed. We have jobs. We have health care. We have a roof over our head. We have a car. But I still am concerned about the people that don't have those things. And that's the difference. I am accepting, and yes, you know, I am part of the community, LGBTQ plus community, but I want to believe that even if I wasn't, I would still find humanity in accepting people in that community and not be the way the MAGA folks are.
It's just called being a good, decent person. Like, there's no decency anymore either. People just are so caught up in themselves and what is anybody doing for me? And it's just like, we should be helping each other instead of letting this administration divide us. But every day there's something on the news that he's doing that is not only keeping the people that he allegedly hates down, but also the people that fucking voted for him down.
And that's the thing. Like, once it trickles down, you're going to find out. And it's going to be too late to find out. All those people commenting on my little post, once it affects them, they're going to realize.
Exactly.
They're going to and again, it's not a Democrat, a Republican, a liberal, an independent, a green party, a yellow party. The things that are happening affect our daily lives. Everybody's daily life.
And also, like,
unless you're fucking rich like Elon.
Can someone show me, like, the preview? Because y'all keep talking about making America great and how great things are going to be or are. And I just don't see it. I need a preview of
you're not
what is
cisgendered white male.
So I gotta be that to be able to see where America's great again.
Yeah, because I'm pretty sure they will drop anybody who is different when it comes to their vision of Make America Great Again. And I may get some heat for that, but that's fine. Because that's all I'm seeing. Like, I don't know how, I still don't understand how people in the gay community support this person. Or they literally want to diminish your community.
I don't see it at all. Again, none of this is for me. I try to treat people the way that I want to be treated. I won't lie and say that I cannot stand when people spew his rhetoric around me, but like I don't have to interact with you,
right?
And I can disagree with you without wanting to shoot you or something.
And that's the thing, we can't just disagree respectfully and find a middle ground anymore.
We can't do that. It's my way or the highway.
Like I think of like the John McCain days. I didn't agree with him on a lot of things, but I was able to find middle ground with him. Yeah. If he became president, I would have found middle ground with him.
And I don't want you guys to think that because I'm sitting up here and talking about this administration that I don't also have issues with the Dems, because the Dems have a whole nother
of issues with
crisis going on.
I had my own issues with Biden. Like, but the point there is like there was still a sense of humanity for everyone.
Yeah,
under that administration, which, and I know Gaza and Israel is kind of like a touchy subject there, and we're not going to go into that because we're way over today. But I agree with you. Like, we have issues with both sides of the house. The problem is right now there is one side that is just trying to really eliminate almost a political party, because we're sending National Guards to blue places. So it's like you're trying to diminish us. You're trying to scare tactic us and get us to not vote. I don't know where we're headed. And
I mean, I think a lot of people have said it time and time again that this is what, authoritarian rule starts as. This is what fascism starts as. And if no one stops it, if no one tries to stop it, then we might as well just hand him the keys to the kingdom. And this is where now America is a dictatorship, and we got there because nobody wanted to stand up and nobody wanted to do anything about it because they were too scared that Donald Trump would call them Fat Bobby or something.
Yeah. Listen, if you're not one of the crazies right now, all you can do is, as Bad Bunny say, he said, life moves fast. You have to enjoy the moments. He said this actually at the concert too. He should write a book. He's very sentimental. But get out there, take your PTO, go visit other places of the world, go spend time with your friends, family, the people that really matter to you. Spend the time with them and make memories. I don't know where I'm headed with this, but that's the only thing that brings me peace. When I was in Puerto Rico for those 2 days, I didn't think about the U.S., even though the U.S. has a prominent place in Puerto Rico and destroying the island. But just being with family, creating memories, like that's all we can do right now, because I don't know where we're headed. And, this is only month 8. Not even a full month, because
it felt like
month 9.
5 years. Not gonna lie. Anyway, we're going to get out of here.
Thanks for joining us, and thanks for all those people that left those really funny comments on my post on TikTok. I was gonna try to entertain that guy that said, what has changed, but I'm like, he's not gonna see eye to eye to me.
Don't take the bait, and try not to read comments,
because he was just gonna probably turn that back around to me.
Because it's never anything positive.
Yeah.
So.
Like, if you're not seeing the hurt that you're creating for other people, you're not gonna understand where I'm coming from.
They don't.
Period.
Anyway.
But thanks for joining us. You can follow us on social again, MASXP23. Look out for the Avello Airlines review video that's coming out.
Yeah, make sure that you're subscribed to our YouTube channel. You can find that using the same MASXP23. And so you'll know when those videos go up.
And Manny's Puerto Rico mini movie comes out.
Whenever that mini movie comes.
It's in post-production right now.
All right. Thank you so much for joining us. And as we like to say here, do something good for yourself.
And then do something good for someone else. If, you're part of the left that does that.
There are people on the right, I'm sure, that are empathetic.
Show me. Where are you? Jesus. We're out of here. As Bad Bunny said, debí tirar más fotos de cuando te tuve. Debí darte más abrazo. Shit, I fucked up the lyric. Anyways, love yourself. See y'all later.
Wanna hear you go?